Okay, well, the summer's not going real good so far, mechanically anyways. My fuel pump quit, and I'm gonna have to redo that job again in a little while to put a factory one in. And now my starter is quitting. So, I'll just show you how you go about that. You'll notice I'm on a gravel driveway, not ideal, but I'm at my cottage. Okay, so with an 8mm wrench, that's that. Disconnect the battery. Okay, these two leads right here. Now, hopefully, I can't focus on this, but hopefully the camera does. You can see these two bolts, one there and one here. 13mm wrenches, and you don't have to disconnect the wires right now, but you can do that a little later. And these pipes right here are fairly flexible, and there's quite a distance to their mounting points. So you can just sort of push them out of the way, like that. Now if you bend it just right, you can actually get the motor back, and I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not, but you can get the wires facing down towards you, and you need to do that so you can disconnect the wires. One-handed this is going to be tough, so I'll just get this done and show you later. 18 and 13mm sockets will allow you to disconnect those wires. So you don't have to take off all the nuts, just the two on the right there. You might want to notice how this wire is oriented. It can be a little tricky to position. So anyways, when you position that, you should position it correctly. You might have a little trouble with that. Once the wire's off there, it'll come right out quite easily, really. Comes out through the bottom. I will try and put my camera up in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see what's in there or not. Anyways, you should be able to see the ring gear, and if you can see the ring gear with the camera, I'm hoping to be able to see what condition the ring gear is in. Anyways, so that's what the starter hole looks like. I'll show you the starter in a second. That's the starter. This is the solenoid. The dealer tells you can't buy those separately, but you can. Just ask around to some of the aftermarket parts suppliers. And you have to make a special socket to fit on these things. These are, and so I used a 6-point socket. I used a 5/32, which looks like this. I don't know if you can see that. And it fits on there quite well, except I had to grind down the edges, so now I have this, so that it fits into these ones here. And it fits reasonably well. So 5/32, I think 4mm, same size. And there's a dust shield. I forgot to mention that earlier. There's the dust shield. It goes on like this, so that this little hook thing registers on that projection. And you can clip it in before or after you install it. It doesn't really matter. But I took it off before just for convenience purposes. Anyways, so I think this is my problem right here, the Bendix. My Bendix was not engaging sometimes. The motor works fine, but sometimes the Bendix is not engaging. And so this component of the motor, from about here, that's a joint right there, from about there forward, I think is malfunctioning. And so I might have to replace that motor. Okay. Alright, let's try her. There. Worked good.